What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of NAS100 analysis today, and we're going to be picking up from where we left off yesterday. So this is going to be an exciting video, right? It's going to be an exciting video, you guys. There's lots of things to talk about, and it's super important that I say this right now. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. Okay, and it's super important you know how to do your homework, right? I kind of help with the journey of you learning how to do your homework, but a lot of it is going to be down to you in terms of how you actually go about figuring out how to do the stuff, which is relatively straightforward once you know it. And the reason why I'm saying all of that is about what I'm about to say next, okay? Because this could be seen as a potential signal, and if you do take it as such and it goes wrong, hey, you can't blame me for it. You 100% can't blame me for it, because I'm expecting you to know how to do this stuff yourself. So first things first, I'm going to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff for there, because this chart is looking super messy, and a lot of these things I'm going to reorganize them in a way that makes a little bit more, well, they all make sense, but I'm going to clean it up in a way where it's not too messy and it's friendly for you guys that are watching at home. All right, so a couple things have happened right now, which is fantastic to see, right? What I thought was going to happen looks like it might not even take place, but an alternative might actually take place. And that is because, like I said in a few of my videos, I have a bias towards taking sells, right? And the selling opportunity has presented itself. Yes, you're kind of seeing it here, but this is what confirmed it, but this is what actually signifies it, and I am going to explain that to you guys very shortly, right? Very shortly. Just want to tidy this thing up a little bit, make it a little bit tidy. I'm going to keep these little golden levels here because they're still relevant to a certain degree, and this zone right now and this zone have become really important, but I'm going to get rid of this marker for now, and we'll probably bring it back in again later. All right, so what do I mean by what I just said earlier? Okay, so first off, just to correct myself, because it's always good to make sure that I'm taking accountability, is that I literally thought that this was going to zigzag its way all the way up to this zone over here, and that possibility is still very much relevant. Okay, so it could still happen, but however, something is taking place over here that leads me to believe that this has reached its limit and it's now going to start heading downwards, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, first and foremost, actually, as a matter of fact, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to get rid of all of these because I know where all these are. So I'm just going to get rid of all of these, and then we're going to just do it again, all nice and clean. All nice and clean. So let's get rid of all of these for now. Let's get rid of this for now. And yeah, we're going to keep this daily low here. Okay. So what do I mean by what's taking place over here? Okay, so this zone right here, okay, it is considered a low according to the MACD. So this area right here is a low according to the MACD. All right, and what's now happened now, okay, is that price has closed below this level right here. Okay, so what am I expecting? I'm expecting price to continue to shoot down, but it's going to stop at some point and it's going to retrace back up on itself again, right? And this is just an assumption. So where do I think this fall that we're now seeing, where do I think it's going to go? Okay, well guys, I think this fall is coming down here. I think this fall is coming to around this level right here, right? And then once it gets to this level right here, it's going to do a push to the upside. Where it lands on the upside, I'm kind of 50-50 on that. But if I was to look at this shape, what we're seeing right now, okay, I would go off the assumption that we may actually be looking at a head and shoulders, right? So something like this, okay? And I talk about this shape quite a lot. Now I'm going to explain what I mean by the head and shoulders in a little bit, right? So just bear with me a moment, bear with me, all right? So this is what I think is going to take place in this location, right? And how I think we're going to get to this zone is that as it stands, price is now pushing downwards. So I'm expecting price to come down to this zone over here, okay, and then push up to complete the final part of the head and shoulders. Now where this thing is going to land, okay, where this price is going to push up, should it do what I think is going to do, it would be So if I zoom in really tight in this area right now, so as I zoom in really tight in this area, I'm going to try and find a zone where I think price could potentially go to. Okay, so just bear with me a moment. I'm just looking for an area where I think price is most likely. Yep, this is the area that does it for me, right? This area does it for me. Okay, so I would say there's a good chance price is going to bounce up to this zone right here. Okay, and then it's going to begin its push to the downside. All right, now everything I'm saying now is super important. You take it with a pinch of salt, because once again, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just basically sharing with you how I see the moves in the market and how I plan to navigate it based on if I see certain conditions. All right, so let's go into the 4 hour. Let's see if this overall thing makes a little bit more sense. Okay. Okay, so let's go into the day. Let's grab it from the day and see what's going on there. Okay. Okay. Now, this trend line that we are seeing over here, this one right here, okay, this one right here, I'm just going to unlock this and make this a little bit bigger so it really pops out for you guys. Okay, so this trend line, let me unlock this again. Okay, so this trend line, okay, is being obeyed, right? Market just keeps going to it and not breaking through and coming down, right? If it breaks through it, then obviously we can expect a push to the upside, but for the meantime, it looks like it's just coming up to it and bouncing down, right? And that's something that obviously it just is what it is. Then we look at the overall situation that is happening over here, especially if price is coming down, effectively meaning it's produced a lower low to this area over here, okay? And although this level, this bottom level right here, okay, where the mouse is going over, although it's relatively level, we cannot ignore the fact that if price is indeed pushing down from this level, it is pushing down from a lower low, and according to this structure that we're seeing over here, so this structure that I'm in right now, okay, there's a very high probable chance that price will then begin to break downwards. Okay, so these are the things that this is why I'm actually going with this bias of I think price is about to start breaking down now and heading down to possibly to this zone over here, okay, or even at worst case scenario it may come to this zone, but at best scenario it's going to come to this zone, giving us a new lower low. In my opinion, that is how I think it's going to go down. So what I now want to do is I want to take a quick look, right, at the news coming out this week. And every single news, every single red news that's meant to be coming out this week came out today, right? So it all came out today. So let's see what the numbers are. Let's see what the numbers are. Okay, so everything is pretty much CPI all over again, right? So PPI was forecasted at 0.1, it came in at 0.1. Core retail sales came in a little bit better than what was forecasted. It was forecast at 0.5, it came in at 1.1, which is okay, cool, whatever, right? And then PPI also came in a little bit better. So PPI month on month came in a little bit better at 0.5, and the forecast was 0.1. And retail sales came in also a little bit better than what was forecasted. So this forecast was 0.8, it came in at 1.1. all right, so everything has all come in right now. It all came in this afternoon. And then if you look at what's going on in the market right now, we can kind of see that price hasn't reacted much to the news itself. So it hasn't reacted much to the news itself, but it has put itself in position to say that maybe the bull run in regards to how market was moving, pushing upwards, maybe that has come to an end and is now going to begin its descent down to the downside. And like I said, I'm biased towards sales. Like for now, I am biased towards sales. I'm only looking for selling opportunities in the market, and it looks like I kind of have one, right? So two things that I want to do, right? Two things that I'm looking for to happen. They may not happen, but they may not happen, but it may happen, okay? So the first is price continues to fall down to this level and then pulls up, which basically means for me I'm able to get the sell at a cheaper price. All right, so if it does that, fantastic. However, it could just continue just to fall, and at which point I would then need to find the area of consolidation to jump in and be mindful of particular zones where price would like to play games at. All right, so the first zone is this one up here, and the second one I've identified, this one down here. There is many more zones in this whole trend we're looking at, but we're just going to focus for these two for now, because these are the ones I'm looking for, and this is what I'm going to be basing my trade on. Yeah, this is what I'm going to be basing my trade on. A lot of you will understand this strategy a little bit as the smart money concept, because essentially what we're doing is, we know this is the zone, right? Its price has gone through it, come down. We're adding a little bit of structural analysis to this as well, so we can see there is the potential formation of a head and shoulder, therefore strengthening our bias towards the sell. So all now we need to do is for price to come back to the zone, okay, where everybody's stop loss is sitting at, where everyone's entries is sitting at. And what we're basically going to do, once it says it's pushing back down again, we're going to join that ride. So for me, as it stands right now, I'm not going to be doing anything as price is making its way downwards. If it does something like it wants to consolidate in this area, then I know that this area here isn't going to happen, and I'm just going to join it down here. If it does begin to push up, then I'll be waiting up here to see what it does, okay? Or even possibly up here. But I think up here is the most likeliest place where price is going to go before it begins to pull down. All right, so that is my assessment for the day in terms of what I think price it is going to do. And it may or it may not do it, hence why I tell all you guys to take everything I say with a pinch of salt, because this is how I am doing it. So I'm responsible for the actions that I take, because obviously I've looked at it, it makes sense to me, and I'm going to do certain things my way. If you guys are just going to listen and just take my word for it and jump in and it goes wrong, it's your fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault, because I did the work, right? I'm encouraging you to do the work too. Many of you on this channel know how to do the homework, so 10 points to you for knowing how to do these things. But there's a few of you that don't, and you're on here looking for signals. I'm telling you, it's a bad idea. Don't do it, right? Learn how to do this stuff. Yes, it can be hard, but it is easy, and you can definitely know how to do it. It is what it is, right? So guys, with all of that covered, right, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do, right? Just hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. And if you find the content super useful and you want to bless me with your appreciation, don't forget to hit the super thanks, drop a little something in there, say, hey, Pips and Points, we love how you do what you do. Do you know what I mean? That will make me feel fantastic, but obviously it's not a must. But if you did, I will appreciate it. Okay, so with all of that covered, my awesome human beings from all around the world, I want to thank you for coming over to spend your precious energy with me by watching another episode of Pips and Points, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.